Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. Our guest today is Gary Murphy. Gary, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
I don't think we're doing as well as you are, Gary.
Well,
Pumped up and excited and enthusiastic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm feeling good.
yeah. I'm excited to talk.
I'm excited. I just was like lamenting a moment ago that I'm still trying to get caught up from being at convention last week. So I'm still chasing it.
Me too.
Right.
I wish I could say I wasn't, but I absolutely am too.
I'm happy. This is the first time I actually sent an employee there, which was like something we've been dying to do instead of either myself or Robin going. We're sending somebody out, and then when they come back, they're so pumped up in the office. They get everybody else going. They got all the freebies they're giving away and stuff like that, and it just hits harder, when an employee do it. So
Absolutely.
a lot of fun.
Tell us more about that, Gary. Who would you send? What they take?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So in our company, we have our PX leader, our people experience leader. That's Viviana. And she's our rock in the middle. She's somebody that's just vital. PX leader is somebody that is managing the customers and all the employees. So huge responsibility. They're the person right in the middle, the tip of the spear. And she is also our dream manager, which we can talk about also if we want to get into company culture. And why we went that route and having somebody who's just a real resource to our employees. So she was out there, she saw you both, and she had a great time, came back all fired up Thursday afternoon.
We're going to have a lot of fun here this afternoon. I mean, I've known you and Robin for
years now.
I think almost 20 years.
I ran into you, Tom, at a ISSA, I think in Vegas, and gosh, I remember going in there.
Like 2003, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was so long ago. And then I remember somebody going up and going, "You're Maid Brigade," and because back then there was this sort of franchise, independent. There was this whole kind of, what tribe are you with? And the community is totally different now. We all learn from each other. And, but I just remember that. Oh my God, I'm in enemy territory.
Yeah. It took us a while to go through that. Not everybody felt that way, but there was,
there
did.
But Tom, I don't remember you feeling that way.
Well, that wasn't me. I was on the other end of that spectrum. We were all in the same industry. We needed to have a really big tent.
Yeah.
I remember I came out, I was like, I think I stole some stuff from your website. I hope that's okay.
We needed to have a really big tent, and we're all on the same team. But there were some people back then who thought, how can I sit at a round table with a franchise who can't give us their playbook because it's not their playbook? And
whoa, Tom, you got to stop right there, because I thought I invented top to bottom, left to right.
That wasn't you, Gary? That was you, wasn't it?
I gotta tell you, if word gets out of really how to clean, this could get ugly. This is trade secrets.
So why don't we, Gary, could you just maybe tell us a little bit about your business and how you got into the industry and a little history?
Right. So we are Maid Brigade. My wife, Robin, founded the company in 1996. So we've been in business for 26 years. I joined a few years after that. And we kind of think of ourselves as trailblazers and really
Rightfully so.
The business is kind of more than that. It's fun to sort of play with and try out new ideas. And I think we can all agree the service industry in general is a little sleepy. Sometimes change is hard. Adapting is difficult. So when you bring this up, even to customers, you can catch them off guard. But definitely among other our colleagues sometimes. It might be something that's more that they treat more like a job, and they're showing up to work, and it's a paycheck, and then I think you have other folks that think of it as sort of a larger community. In starting the business, what Robin wanted in 1996 was a company that is providing healthy and safe cleaning products, one, for our staff, customers, their pets, and also a place that we wanted to professionalize the industry, right? And not have it cleaning ladies, independence. And when Robin started the business, it was because cleaning people would show up and they seemed to kind of not have a direction. Sometimes they'd show up with products, sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they'd take our products, sometimes they wouldn't. There seemed to be sometimes a kid was there, sometimes they weren't, sometimes they didn't show up. And it just seemed like an area that really needed, players in the marketplace. And I needed you guys. And again, I have to give a shout out to Maid Brigade. Robin went to, Maid Brigade as a franchise. This was 1996, before people were going out online and finding the playbook, right?
There was no online back then.
There wasn't. And to start something up, Robin's coming from, corporate America, and, how do you start a cleaning company? So, just a hat tip, a shout out to all my Maid Brigade people. Great franchise, and they've been always supportive of us. So I have to say that. And one thing we love about Maid Brigade is they let us run with a lot of latitude. They always were concerned about quality, but they all input was taken in. So that was always great. The leadership through the years, and we ran the business and ran it, and slowly we're trying to just make these changes to really professionalize the industry. And gosh, I don't know about you guys, but we sort of fell into the trap of chasing revenue. And that's what we're doing weekly. Oh my God, it's a huge job. It's a big job. We're going to, run out there, and, we may have to, this job's going to be fantastic. Maybe pull someone off that regular customers team to really wow the new customer. And we were doing this sort of, right? We got as big as we could get with Robin and I, full time, going 24/7, just laying it all on the table, putting it all out there, working in the business all day long.
Yeah.
And gosh, did this for so long. And then we were saying, we're killing ourselves here. This is getting to be too much. And we started thinking about selling the business and saying, we're really just going in every day, kind of just working our tail to the bone, get an employee, lose an employee, get a customer, lose a customer, growing a little bit here and there. And we go, you know what, maybe we get out. So we started looking at that. And to anybody who knows, when you go to sell your business, your valuation of it is not what you think. So, we're sitting there, we're thinking we're both unemployable.
I have a question. I got a question. When was that, Gary? When, time frame?
About 20, we get into 2017 or so. We're just doing it, right? You're doing it every day. You're showing up. Gosh, it almost gets routine, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to do it, healthy and safe for customers and employees. We want the culture, but, I don't know if we're doing it wrong or whatever. We're trying our best. And we're just saying we're wearing ourselves out here. So, at that time, we started looking around, and like I said, we both looked at each other. We're like, who's going to hire us? I'm a control freak. Great. Who wants to hire me? I'm going to come in and try and run everything. Robin, Robin. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. So we are, we're there. We go, let's treat this like our new business, right? Let's treat Maid Brigade right now like a startup.
Robin's out there listening to all of this. I'm waiting for something to pop up in the back.
Yeah, there's comments coming in.
Not yet.
She's out in Houston. We'll get to that later why she's there and why it's so awesome that I'm not in the office and she's not in the office.
She's here watching.
Yeah. Okay. I'll watch myself. I'll keep it tempered. But we're there. We say, you know what? Let's kind of reground the company and get back to those roots of what Robin wanted. A company that's awesome to work for, known for its culture, known for its training, with safe and healthy products. We start with a whole retreat. We get back to basics. I'll say the TFC, the touchy-feely crap, but I'm on board where we say we want to define our mission, values, purpose. We get this all laid out on paper. We bring our stakeholders in. We bring our employees in. Everybody has a say. And, we go through this for about a year, just really working out what we are, who we are, what we want to be as a company. And gosh, it was really hard conversations, exciting conversations. And again, this is going to be the company the way we really want it. We get it going. We're fine-tuned. It's the point where you take all the ideas off the butcher paper on the wall, right? And then we're ready to, send them to the printer. That's what they said. It's like when they go to the printer, it's final. We send them to the printer after all that, right before COVID hits. So it's like, we were like a false start. We're right on the starting line. You won't believe this. I used to be a high hurdler in high school, but I'm right there on the ready, waiting for the gun. And then, we're hearing about this stuff in China. And we're like, oh my God, we're locked, cocked, ready to rock. And, COVID is like, there's going to be lockdowns, this and that, people canceling. And the coolest thing, though, COVID was terrible for people. For our business, though, going through this whole ritual beforehand of defining who we are, and that we're going to be a company that we were shocked when we spoke to employees that they wanted change, they wanted to be adaptable, they wanted great pay, they wanted benefits, they wanted to be part of something bigger than just cleaning. We had everybody on board. COVID hits. That person I spoke about before, Viviana, at the time, the company administrative at the time was myself, Robin, and Viviana. After a few people, couldn't work and weren't going to be around. And the coolest thing was all through COVID, we weren't closed for one day. Having everybody, on the same team, on board. That to me was just amazing. That was like I was like, you know what? We get halfway through COVID and we're sitting there going, this is pretty wild because our staff are adaptable. They came up with that word. And at the time, we started using electrolyzed water, okay? We started using electrostatic spray guns to disinfect. And it was so easy. And every other cleaning company is going, we can't do that. We can't do that. My staff wouldn't use single-use cleaning cloths. And I'm going, we sit there and we go, it's a company value. This is what we brought, this came from you guys. You told us you want quick changing, you want to be able to have the best equipment, and that's what we are. So it was so wild that we're not closed for a day. And
we lost you, Gary.
Yeah, your volume.
Okay, I think my audio. Right before COVID hit, it's the first confirmed case of COVID. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First confirmed case of COVID hits in New Rochelle, New York. That's one of our territories where we service. So the first guy gets COVID, and people are looking for disinfectant in New York. You can't find it. So sure enough, the New Rochelle Fire Department reaches out to us to find where can we get disinfectant. We can't get it from the state. We can't get it from the county. So there's an added bonus during COVID is we have New Rochelle Fire Department and our other first responders coming to our office because we're supplying disinfectant to police, fire, EMS, housing facilities, cafeterias, nurses, everything across the board to give it out to the community. And our staff are seeing this, and we're going, you know what? This whole professionalization that we wanted is happening before our eyes. Our staff are seeing it, and I think we're seeing ourselves more as, can I say, like health practitioners instead of a cleaning lady or a cleaning person. So we saw this like growth of the company that I thought going into COVID, I was like, okay, this is the end of us. We're not going to be open. The staff responded so well because we were, poised for all this adaptation change. We're getting phone calls from customers who are going, I'm a doctor. How do your staff know how to take off nitrile gloves like a doctor? And then they're telling them that they're donning and doffing gloves. That's the, term for it. And it's like Viviana, who you guys met out at ISSA, she shot a quick video, blasted it out to all the employees. This is how you put on your gloves. And they come to her, they go, are we going to be safe? And she goes, New Rochelle Fire Department is out here. Our local police department is asking us to spray their cars. How awesome is that? And you can just, see our staff like this pride of like, holy shit, we are like the coolest, this terrible thing going on, but we're a beacon,
Gary, you mentioned electrolyzed water. Let's go into that just a little bit, because Robin and I have talked over the years, and I remember, I don't know, a few years ago, she was telling me, we were comparing notes about all the different engineered cleaning water solutions that we've played around with and used over the years. And she was telling me about Annihilaire, and it's a group of people in North Carolina, not too far from my office here. And she made the introduction, and we use that technology too. But you guys have the ability to like take water and run it through a machine where it's basically electrolysis and there's salt involved, but create a disinfectant and a sanitizing product. And you were doing it like when COVID first hit, and you were the only person, like first responders, fire department, everybody was reaching out to you to get disinfectant, right? Because you could make it. All you needed was a bag of salt and water and electricity, and you can make it 24/7.
Yeah, we were doing the COVID cleanings with it, and the Annihilaire. That machine is fantastic because you can dial it up. So when we used it in the houses, we would bring the parts per million down to 200, so it's food safe. So we're disinfecting during COVID, and you can spray it inside a microwave or wherever you touch surfaces in the kitchen. But then when we were doing actual COVID cleanups with the white suit and the goggles, we dial that up and make it full strength, so the dwell time wasn't so long. So having that was gotta give that up to Robin. Early on, she said, we are going to be a company with safe products. We are not going to have people work for us who, are going to have kidney problems, lung problems. And like you said, Tom, water, salt, and electricity, 3 ingredients for both, either the hypochlorous acid, sodium hydroxide, 2 products. One's a great general purpose cleaner. And our staff love it. And what we talk about also with cleaners is we have a great training where we explain that this is not Tilex, it's not Clorox cleanup. You don't need a fly to kill a sledgehammer. And something that's so important is whoever developed Tilex, never designed somebody to be using that to clean 13 bathrooms a day.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine what the toll is again: lungs, kidneys, liver, blood, anything. Your skin just, there's people who smell like bleach, who clean with bleach.
But you know what, Gary, you're talking about that today. I feel like everybody's like, yeah. Everybody's on board. But in 1996, nobody was talking about that in 1996.
Oh, God, no. And at the time, right, we all fell in the trap. We thought Simple Green was great. It's one of the more toxic products out there, right? But again, you do what you can do, and now that there's alternatives, and it's, again, what we try and do is really, how do you sell it to staff? And boy, when I have I'm trying to get myself set here. Well, when you have the fire trucks from the first COVID cases pulling into your facility going, hypochlorous acid is a very solid disinfectant that's safe, effective. My staff are like, sold, done. You don't have to tell me anymore. And, there's a great general purpose cleaner that comes out of this. And again, we're talking about taking an industry that's a little sleepy, right? When we talk to some of our competitors and you go, hey, do you ever think about going? We were actually supplying this to our competitors, other franchises. Because we're saying, keep your staff safe, keep your doors open. You're doing it legally. We're all on the same team here. We do it like Tom was saying before. There's enough to divide up of the population for all of us to be very successful. To us, the underground economy is more of the competition, not so much people who play by the rules. So, yeah.
I really love that term that you've used. You've used it twice now, that our industry is sleepy. And that is really a great term because we are, right? I liked when you said you're a trailblazer because we are. We don't want to make changes. We just want to get comfy and let's keep doing what we've always done. And so I love that you're talking about it. It's a great term. I'm stealing that all day.
Yeah, no, we're and just it's being able to when you hire somebody, and it's so funny now that our whole onboarding is different. Where we start by saying we care about your health if you're going to work here. Number one,
Yeah.
we care. We can say that there are facts that if you're going to use over-the-counter cleaning products 5 days a week, it's the equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. We're not going to be part of that. We're not going to contribute to that. And boy, if you're going to work at a place, let's start with it being healthy, safe. And boy, could we make it fun and maybe have Friday dinners and, paid time off, a dream manager, and, Halloween celebrations, and kind of enjoy ourselves. We're going to be with each other more than we're with our family. So let's have some fun with it. So that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, and Liz and I spend a lot of time speaking on the matter of being profitable and using professional management techniques. And I know that you guys are all about that. I know that Robin, you were sharing earlier, is spending some time this week with some other workshops and
right.
professionals and other home service industries kind of, swapping best practices. But I know that you guys adopt professional management practices and you're doing a lot of things to generate profit off of all of the good work that you're doing. And you're able to invest that back in your business to create these good jobs and provide good service. And it's kind of a virtuous circle. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, we always had the one, we're part of a franchise. So through Maid Brigade, we always had colleagues. So when we start talking about electrolyzed water, I think of Dennis Dwyer in Los Angeles, a franchise out there that, we all got to learn from each other. And we were sort of within this clique of Maid Brigade centric companies. And we always talked among the community, right? We weren't turning our back on anybody. But as we started looking, like one of the things we absolutely needed was we needed to improve. We needed something in the middle, a piece of technology to kind of springboard us into the next level. I told you guys before, we're growing to a point where as long as Robin and I were overseeing payroll, customer service, stuff like that, we were good. But two people can only run an office so far. We then, coming out of COVID, we were doing well. We purchased a territory up in Hartford, Connecticut, an existing territory. So as far as getting profitable, kind of learning a little bit the hard way. We had two different pieces of software, one in our White Plains office where we service 4 counties, one up in Hartford, Connecticut, both on different pieces of software. We have these great company values, but we can't get everybody aligned and on the same page. So the good news is right then we start, with MaidCentral. MaidCentral comes into play where we bring that into our White Plains office. And I remember like the night before, I think I sent Tom an email with our pictures of like our office and like we're ready to go. And I'm like, back in my mind, I'm like, I loved everybody at MaidCentral. I'm like, here we go again, because we tried everything else. And we needed a piece of software that was made for our industry. Not made for snowplow guys, not made for janitors, not made for painters, not made for handy employees, not made for I-9 employees. We need something that, gosh, how many times have we talked to people when we're looking for software? Everything's going great until we say, 2-person team or 3-person team? How can I pay the team on that? Can I pay commission or by the hour? And whoever it is, I don't care if it is, if it's a big player like Service Titan, you lose them. They're like, what is this industry? How do you guys pay? And what's going on? And what's a skip? And wait, but do you charge or not charge? And, you know, it was, you couldn't find anything. So when we see MaidCentral, gosh, we're going to have a call with Matt for 45 minutes. And we're like, we're in this. We're all in.
I'm going to interrupt. So before we got on this call, Tom told you, Gary, you can't go on and on about MaidCentral.
Oh, sorry.
We know you love MaidCentral.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. When we were talking about, we were talking about profitability.
Hold on just a second. But I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go ahead because I know you love MaidCentral. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
Good.
Top things.
I'll get it all out of my system. I promise. Okay?
All right, go ahead.
So, we find something, and I just have to say, the coolest thing about it is, I got to get like centered for this.
Go ahead.
All right. Is that all the people who onboarded us use the software in their daily life.
Nice.
So could you imagine my payroll company starts with a P, ends in an X. The person who's my account rep doesn't run payroll. They don't use the product, right? But they trained me on it. When I'm getting trained by people who use this day in and day out, you can imagine the wealth of information going, hey, quick, how do I do a surcharge? Go bring that up to any other company. They will think you're crazy. Anyway, so we have MaidCentral, love it. We start noticing how much time we're saving. We do sometimes 8 houses and we have under 35 minutes of drive time, if you can believe that. Okay, with Google routing. That means employees one are making a shit ton of money, which we love. When people come back and they have almost...
Is that a technical term there?
Yeah. When people are making almost $200 a day, they're hanging around, you know. And when you have that good culture and everything else rolling and rocking and rolling, and you can do that. And so we started using software to connect our 2 companies. We get in alignment. We can run our software from one office. We can do customer support from one office. We can do everything from there. The automations are ridiculous. That's what kept me from going into the office on Sundays. We used to print. I have a printer for sale. Tom, I hope you buy it from me because somebody has to buy this. For units of a printer, the paper I pre-bought, the recycling, the shredder to pick up the paper, 12 phones, okay, and my HubSpot that I got to get rid of, okay? So just like that, we get rid of all those expenses. You know how much fun it was calling Verizon to say bye-bye? Anyway. Let's just say profitability comes in, we start dumping it back into staff, into the office, into Friday dinners. And it's almost like we uncovered this, in football we call it hidden yardage, like during kickoffs and things like that. There's this hidden profit that you have. And while I was beating my chest that our hourly rate was $70 an hour, no. You know what? Our hourly rate recently has dropped below that, but we're making more money. So I think I've heard Tom say this before. I don't care about what your price is. I care how much time you're spending in the home. And when we start looking at metrics like that, about how much time you're spending, how much travel time, you know, and are your teams revved up and being efficient, you know, that's when it starts getting really exciting. When you start looking, finding all these little areas where we were profitable before, but we had all these little cuts, right? Not huge glaring problems, but when you kind of tighten that up, and then you start to do things like gamify the the whole process of drive time. You know, when we all own our companies, it's the owners that care about drive time. Try and get your office staff revved up. Hey, you know, it's owners that walk in. Well, what the hell? You're driving up to here or there. Why'd they pick that up? Da, 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 da. When you can look at a number and go, ooh, we're below 90%. Somebody picks up the phone and goes, you know what? I'm going to call that customer and move them to every other Tuesday when we have a customer there. And we're going to gamify this and you know, win the bonus this week or whatever. When you start looking at that and you can visually see results, and again, I'm saying we're able to do that with MaidCentral, which allows my office to kind of have fun. You know, who can make drive time fun and scheduling efficiency fun? For 25 years, it was the worst term I ever heard in my life. Somebody said that, I was like, oh God, I know we have this. But it puts into light going, why are we driving up here? Why does this person have this arrival time? You know, if we care about our staff, we will sort this out and make a pitch to the customer and say, hey, we know you love Clara, but I hate to tell you, Clara's losing money because you insist on 9:30. Can you work with us? And when you start hearing those conversations in your office and you didn't ask for them, that's, you know, some powerful stuff. So profitability comes from so many different ways. Scheduling efficiency, automation. You can automate to be scared, you know, and that's half of it, you know, of not manually sending out text communications to customers. When you automate and get customers on text, the funny thing that happens is phone calls stop. When phone calls stop, you don't need office staff answering the phone. We literally had somebody turn to us and say, am I out of a job after we had some new software? So no, we're going to have you forward-facing teams. You're going to be, you know, revving people up, motivating them, connecting them, aligning them to the aim, mission, and purpose of the company. And again, you start throwing on big paychecks from great, you know, routes for the day and really good houses. It gets really fun to be back working, and you don't want to sell your company.
Okay, I love that piece too, that you don't want to sell your company anymore. That's awesome. Now,
Right.
You were telling us in an email about a couple of cool things that you guys are working on right now. So
Yeah.
now that you got a little bit of your MaidCentral stuff out of your system.
Okay, out of my system. So now, I mean, just one of recession-proofing the business is something that's really important now. Interest rates, inflation going up. Gosh, it's going to be tight. We know we're always going to be fighting over discretionary income. So something we're looking at and actually secured is starting, you know, don't call me a G-man, but start looking at government work. Start looking at, we're going to start doing some cleanings for senior citizens where it's defined and it is steady work that comes out. And it's partnering with the county. And it's funny, we start having these conversations with the county, they start getting interested with who are your employees and what are you doing? And then they come to the office and they go, holy moly, this looks like a startup, not like, you know, a cleaning service. And you just start, again, I'm a free market guy, 100% through and through, but I would just recommend to all folks, look into what work that your state, county, and contracts that might be out there. In lean times, that's something that's always good to fall back on. Again, you just it's not that hard to set up your staff for this type of work. Cleaning for senior citizens, being recession-proof is great, and looking at other areas that you know for a lot of us, commercial cleaning isn't our bread and butter, but you can start poking around there as well.
Something else you guys do, and I think that you do very well, and you touched upon it earlier, is, you know, you're concerned about the environment and cleaning for health. You're very differentiated from a lot of the other competition in your market. So when the economy tightens
really, those prices, charge accordingly for your services, and you have awesome staff that we want to have a livable wage. So yeah, Tom, for us, right off top of mind, electrolyzed water, electrostatic disinfection. Oh, when you're a Maid Brigade customer, you get free cleaning products for life. We drop off and refill this every time for you. The staff shows up with single-use cleaning cloths. How many times have you seen your team ride back at the end of the day with that Santa Claus bag of wet, hot moppos and trapos and whatever? Come in like ninjas, come in and work training and get your folks excited about, dazzling those customers that matter. If you can deliver on that, you can set the price that you need. And that is so important. I'm saying one more time, Liz, you've got to give me a little latitude on this. We went down to MaidCentral Academy, and I love being in the room where we were the only ones going, raise your prices, price increase, charge accordingly. If you're good and you're better than the competition, charge accordingly, because people want it. Test it out with your sales team and throw it out there. So definitely, I say, charge accordingly. I do have to go back also and say, if you have a kick-ass sales team, find out if other people would be interested in you taking their sales calls. We started doing that as a recession-proof idea as well, where our salespeople are remote. They work in Maryland, Cleveland, and Atlanta, and they can take calls for other companies.
Gotcha.
And so start looking at that, overflow calls, maybe weekend calls, like they're already here, on our, and again, we have done that. So just being creative. We're just trying to keep us one step ahead. So money is still coming in, and it may not just be from cleaning, and even training. We're looking at developing sort of a TikTok style, fun, infotainment style approach to cleaning. We've all seen the videos of how to clean an already clean house, right? You've seen those before, where some poor person is wiping a cloth on an already clean surface, and they're showing you my secret left to right, top to bottom that I came up with myself. And they go through that, and you can't watch that. This is not the way the world works anymore. So, training is going to be key. And while I love training, I also don't like people not out cleaning and in production. So how are we going to accomplish this? And again, back to a little bit of gamification. If we can make it a little bit fun, where we have a learning management system coupled with really exciting 30 to 60 second, maybe 90-second burst videos with how to clean an oven, how to make a bed. And let's even further this, Liz. Think about this. Developing soft skills for people, meaning, hey, when you meet a customer or another employee, making eye contact, conflict resolution, just the basics of stuff that we all know on a daily basis. Read the notes, things that pop up that we should reinforce. And gosh, I don't know, Liz, how many times have you told people to read the notes? I mean, it's a thing, right? Okay. Last MaidCentral, I have time now. Okay, I'm not buying paper. I'm not feeding a printer. I'm not making customer support phone calls. So now we're developing training, which is like, how can we really professionalize this industry and teach people about the products we use and stay healthy and give them rewards and gamify it. So that's something that's been like so much fun to do as well.
That's a lot of code. Okay, good. We got a little comment here we got to say.
By a free size photo. Okay. For two of them, are they all driving branded cars? Well, yeah. This is great. So right now we run 12 teams, 10 teams out of our White Plains office, and 4 teams out of our Hartford office. And so that video was from our White Plains office. But the trend now, and when we talk about folks who want to have staff make mega money, it's solo cleaners, which we were against for a while, but we're going to start adding that into our mix after MaidCentral Therapy. And talking to everybody who laughed at me when they said, "You want teams?" But the teams are great because we found out through some research from our customers, with people home during COVID, they love us in and out quick, right?
Yeah.
Get in and out, boom. We're home, husband's on a Zoom call, wife's on a Zoom call, didn't even know we were there. And that's been something, but having the option of solo cleaner is great. So right now we are all company cars, but I'm loving the fact that I could turn to somebody and go, how about if your percentage got up into the 30s or 40s? Let's make that happen. And you take on a little more responsibility and have a little more work-life balance, right? Instead of showing up at the office every day. So right now we are straight. We own the cars and we send them out. But I am very excited that by the end of this quarter, we'll have a hybrid model with some solo cleaners in there.
Yeah. That whole solo thing, I think, got a lot of traction over COVID, made social distancing a lot easier. And
there's a customer base out there, Tom, that kind of wants to put away, that wants the relationship, that wants the person to come in, not the, one night stand where you just come in and, come in and get out. They want a little talk. They want a little conversation. That type of thing. So, we have customers that go, I just wish you guys had a little more time. And I go, well, we got this commission thing and we're incentivizing staff to do a great job. And they're like, yeah, they're an absolute thing. So anyway, yeah, I agree. So we're excited to get that going as a whole other product in our area in the Northeast. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of them. And the solo maids are independent, so nobody's insured. Nobody has an office staff. Nobody has what we offer as companies to give all that support to customers.
Well, one of the big ideas that I heard coming out of convention this year, probably one of the top ideas. I'm always listening to what are the top 3 ideas that are coming out? And I think one of the big ideas that came out was this idea of consistency and the importance of consistency for your teams, but also consistency for your clients, and how much of an impact you make. And it's just a new way of thinking, but I don't think it's all that new for you, right? For you guys over at Maid Brigade, it seems
for consistency of staff.
Yeah.
I love it, but I don't want to marry it. What I want, okay, so when I was talking about training before, if we can flatten out everybody, so let's just say it's similar. Now, we all love a comfort level when we meet somebody, but I'm starting to think that, it's just so hard to do that, to promise the same face at the same time, where I like promising the same service, that we're still going to have a friendly, nice person that will read their notes and be prepared, and we will prepare them, and they'll show up. So I love it, but once we do that, and somebody goes, great, Clara is my team, I go, oh, now Clara can't, she's kind of locked in to being in this area at that time or whatever. So one thing we are doing is we're starting to negotiate with that. So we'll say, okay, you want that consistency, we're going to monetize it. MaidCentral one more time, you can do that. You can sit there and say, let's think about this, Liz. It's important for the customer. Nobody can really deliver that 100% of the time. You can't. You're setting your office up to fail if you promise it. What we can do to make sure it happens is go, that's great. We offer that to weekly clients, and it's another $20 per visit. And that's too much. Oh, you want to offset that? Leave a key and no guarantee time, and we'll knock that down to $10. So we're starting to find creative ways to go, okay, let's make sure we get paid for this, and let's not lock ourselves into a certain area of geography. And then let's kind of ask for some givebacks. We agree. We love Clara too, but we can't guarantee her there unless you give us some things like a no time guarantee and maybe a key. So if we get locked out, that's a segue to subscriptions. If you guys want to talk about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about was talking with Matt Rickards from Better Life. Is it Maid?
Better Life Maids in St. Louis, yes.
He's reviewing our numbers with us and looking at our skip rates, and I'm feeling like crap, because he's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, I can't charge Mrs. So-and-so. I'm like, I couldn't do it. She called up, her husband's sick. What am I going to, dinner the morning up? And so he's like, yeah, he's like, it's bad. He's like, don't feel so bad. Everybody's going through it, this and that. And again, while I'm not buying paper and talking to Verizon and fighting with people all day, now we're going, Liz, what would you think of if you had bi-weekly service and it was like Netflix or Hulu? You paid in the beginning of the month and you got your 2 cleanings, right?
Yeah.
When you skipped, okay, first, you're a good company, so people are going to be okay with this. They're going to say, oh, that makes sense. This helps with business, so you're getting the cash the first of the month. You skip, tell us when you want us back. I can't guarantee it's going to be Team 9, but let's think about that sort of model, a gym membership. Yeah. You buy tickets to a baseball game, you don't show up, they don't reschedule the baseball game. For far too long. I'm looking at skip rates over the summer, but we were at 18% on a couple of days. We're going, what the hell? How can we forecast? How can we put jobs on when we can't? We can't count on this revenue. And then even still during COVID, no disrespect to my office staff, they're afraid to lose a customer by saying, hey, you did this last time, we gave you the warning, you did it again, we gave you another warning. We're training customers to skip. So something we're playing with is saying, as an industry, how cool would it be if we got people thinking of maid service as you pay in the beginning of the month to get your 2 visits, get your, 1 visit a week. There's incentives we could put in there for obviously vacation and things like that. You can play it around, but when we're talking about professionals that show up and do a great job and companies that care, we're thinking there's something there where we can start doing that. And, it's that thing. You look at the numbers early in the week, and then sometimes you come in on Friday and go, what the hell happened? We got ransacked here. And, everybody has a reason. But again, look at those forward-thinking companies or the tech companies, and why can't we model ourselves after that? We're awesome. We show up with great people. We're blocking time off for you. We're ready to go, and there's no reason we shouldn't model. Like Tom was saying, if we're looking at our financials that way, why not provide service that way and charge accordingly with plans that work for regular service customers?
All right, we got a good question here. Is it annihilator, Tom?
Yes.
So think of the word annihilate, and then just instead of ATE on the end, it's AIRE. I don't know if that'll help. Tom will probably type it up. He'll probably send you over the link.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out
how
to spell it.
Tom, aren't you efforting to do that?
I'm efforting. I am.
And we pimped out our machine, so it looks very flashy, so it doesn't look like a meth lab. Nice. I'm very happy to see. I saw Viviana sent me pictures of the Annihilator. The new machine looks very nice. But for a while there, going early on with this, it's new technology, right? And something that's so cool about this is, remember this, independent cleaners will never have this.
Yeah.
They won't buy it. It's got a shelf life on it at the most 30 days. Yeah. Nobody's going to drop money for the machine that's going to be there. And again, it's safe and healthy and totally effective. We've been using it now for almost 5 years.
It's awesome. Yeah, I didn't realize you had been using it for that long either.
Yeah.
So
Artsy, Bruce Vance. early, the OG. He was talking about it. I took the professional house cleaner class way back when, and he was talking about it. I was like, this guy's crazy. But anyway, Bruce is awesome, and that was yeah. He threw it out there. I was like, I got to find out about this.
Well, Bruce is crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
also crazy in the same time.
So town and country, right?
But you can't knock his knowledge, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, I'm just glad I passed the test. I was nervous. 2-day class. It's sweating.
Kirk, I see you saw the link that we dropped in chat. Yeah, hit them up. You'll wind up talking to Bill or Marty. Just tell them you heard about us. Gary was giving them a plug on Smart Business Moves. They're good. They're good folks over there.
Yeah, solid. They work with us with everything.
And another benefit of that as well is it's got a very small carbon footprint. There's no packaging involved. There's no shipping of anything. From an environmental standpoint, not only is it safe and healthy, but in a day where goodness knows what energy costs are going to be in the future.
And Tom, on top of that, when you go to sell your teams on it, what we do is we give each team a 2.5-gallon carboy, like a jerry jug with a spigot on it, and that's what they fill up and they keep in their car. This stuff is totally stable. You get, God forbid you got in a car accident, somebody hits the car, it's water and salt.
Right.
So you can keep added supply. So if you're a company that's having people come in with a bag of Tropos and fill up their bottles at a dispensing thing, fill it up once a week. Every Thursday we dump our tank, have the teams fill it up, and then in their cars, they fill up customer bottles. So give your staff the gift of gifting customers. They love it. We can't hear enough about this from customers where my trigger is broken, I need a new bottle, this or that. Best investment, and again, differentiate yourself from your competition. Have things like free cleaning products for life, disinfectant for life as a regular service customer.
I love it. Yeah. I know I love that. Yeah. Come over and clean my house and drop me off free stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love free stuff.
I do. My favorite things. Yeah, I love that. I think that sounds great. So I had a question about that, Gary. You had mentioned that there's a shelf life of like 30 days on the product. So when do the teams, when they're going out to the client's house, do they fill like the first of the month, all bottles get emptied and refilled?
Yeah, no, good question. Conveniently, it's 30 days and every 4-week customer, right? Well, and that's the unit we selected with Annihilare. Way back in the day, we had an Audio unit from Tenet, which was about 2 weeks. We had the Viking Pure Mist system or something like that. Anyway, but 30 days. So yeah, no, every time we take them, dump them. Yes, this is a bit of a selling point to your teams. But when we talk to our teams and have a heart-to-heart conversations, what do teams want? They want regular customers. And we're saying, look, meet me halfway on this because you're giving them what they want. You're giving them free products that are effective and work. And, what you would partner with us on this. I don't want a boss-employee relationship. You want regular customers, and that even led to conversations where our company, we used to grow by post-construction cleanings. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, we loved it. Our territory has Greenwich, Connecticut, Armonk, Chappaqua, Scarsdale, these big towns, the Titanium Triangle, and gosh, we go out to 10, 13,000 square foot homes. It was like a giant middle finger to all of our regular customers, right? It was like, we were joking. This is absolutely no joke. We pulled up at the time. Rob and I had a Range Rover. We had no cars left, and we had people like piling in. This is before the whole culture thing. And I remember a customer going, "I don't even have those rims on that car." He's like, "What the hell is going on? I'm throwing people out of the car. We're running in there doing as much damage, whatever." And we killed ourselves again. We were chasing dollars. not realizing we were making money, but we weren't profitable the way we are now. We were saying, oh my God, a $4,000 job in one day. Holy shit, how do I get out there? I want this job. Gary's going to go out there. Robin's going to go out there and send 400 emails. I'm going to pull my best employee off of that regular you were talking about, Liz, that wanted consistency. I'm sorry, Clara's out today. Whatever. Send them all there. And guess what? That one night stand, they never called us back. It was a booty call. So
you're talking about high frequency recurring revenue is how you get consistency, how you make money.
You tell people you don't like our prices, whatever, you don't like the initial cost, that's fine. Wear out another company. Well, I'll tell you right now, their staff hate hourly jobs. They hate doing move-ins. They hate it, and they say, oh, well, we're going to find somebody, the customer's always right. Good, do it. When you're ready for regular service specialists with awesome staff that show up and provide free cleaning products, happy maids make you happy. When we show up in your house with enthusiasm and having a good time, and they're treated well, and they have a 401k, paid time off, Friday dinners, sing-alongs, karaoke, and we do it all, we are regular cleaning specialists. You want somebody out of our realm? And again, this is out of doing it the wrong way. Too many times I was on a 20-foot ladder trying to do the impossible, realizing stay in our lane. Our lane is regular service. Our office is geared towards regular service, not the person who goes, I have a bamboo floor, but I just don't know how to clean it. Can you do that? No. Dust, vacuum up, wipe down, safe and effective product. And we're going to show up when we do. And if something goes wrong, we are going to take care of it, no problem, for a regular customer.
It is so hard to listen to you. I mean, you're just so, monotone and boring.
Pam is kind of summing it up for us here. Gary, I think this is the first time that you've been a guest on our show.
Not the last. I'll come back anytime.
Yeah, you
well, let me bring Robin in if you want to set it off. She's in Houston, and again, this is what we talked about last time, Liz, when you had MaidCentral. I'm doing training programs, getting rid of one-time cleanings, getting rid of post-construction cleanings. Robin last week was with Ken Goodrich from Gettle, Tommy Mello, these huge monster scalable companies that know what they're doing. And now she's in Houston doing a whole sales reboot for us. And that's what you can do when you're having fun with your business, right? Instead of showing up. I mean, I was the worst in the morning. I'd show people like, oh my God, you'd say, Gary, run, employees hiding, back in the day, where's your phone? Where's your uniform? Like we were walking around like a lunatic.
Next time you bring Robin and you guys can be on together. I'm making popcorn. I'm sending
Yeah. Gary, you've been a delight. Literally, you have been a delight to have on the show today. Especially, been in business since 1996 and still, or now, to have all this passion for our industry and for the job. I mean, I don't know. I'm inspired. I feel really motivated. I'm like,
yeah, totally. You guys are doing important work that goes well beyond servicing the clients that you service in your markets. You are making a meaningful contribution to professionalizing.
Let's elevate, the industry. Let's elevate, most of all the staff, and and be unapologetic about it, right? There's no reason. We're doing good stuff.
And the next time you guys come back, bring the karaoke machine.
Yeah, we have fun with it. I mean, anytime someone's in New York, please stop by. We love having visitors. We love collaborating, hearing what other people are up to as well.
You guys just moved into a new office that you remodeled. That is amazing.
Yeah,
beautiful office.
Yeah, we wanted something for the staff, locker room for the staff. Like almost a sports team, right? So they have a really great space. They want to be there. And then we go down and meet Tom, and we're doing solo meetings. We just built an office. So it's funny because hybrid model, it's so funny. People are like, can I still come to the office from a solo and do Friday dinner? Because we have one of our employees loves to cook. Give him a couple hours. He cooks up amazing stuff, flat top grill. Everybody, chills out, a few beers and stuff like that. We have a good time.
So coming to New York, we want to definitely make sure that we're coming on a Friday night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we cook up for people even other times. You do that breakfast on the odd Monday, holidays. It makes it so nice for staff. They love it.
Ah, so nice.
We are unfortunately at the top of the hour.
So
we're going to have to call this a take for the day. Gary, thank you so much.
All right, great. Thanks for having me.
We'll talk soon, okay?
With Robin next time. With Robin, okay?
Oh,
Absolutely.
I definitely want you both. I can't imagine that I have to give you.
Ask Tom about that beforehand. Ask Tom.
It's going to be quite the event. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
All right.
We'll hook that up. So next Wednesday, 5 o'clock.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Okay.
Bye-bye.